Call is now being recorded.
So, and I don't want you to look at the question. I just want you to listen to my voice after.
Listening, yes.
Right?
Yes.
The most significant challenges you have faced, and how has it affected your academic achievement?
Well, there was a point when I realized I could not continue in community college without some support from the disabled learning services. And I had been in this place before in community college where I would be halfway through the semester, be completely behind with my reading, and I would just quit. I just wouldn't go anymore. And so last semester, I knew I was heading to the same, was having the same feeling. And I was in a class and this kid was cheating next to me and I was yelling at him and he wasn't listening to me. And I walked out of the class feeling really uncomfortable. And I called a friend and they asked me what was underneath, my anger. And I admitted that I needed to cheat too, that I wasn't prepared for the test. And I've always, been a cheater. And now morally I was objected to it, but I still haven't updated my learning skills. So she suggested that I get tested for a learning disability. And I walked into the office at my school and gave them my name and they checked the file and they told me, oh, you made an appointment 5 years ago and you never showed up. And I told them, yeah, well, the problem's still here. It's just 5 years have passed. So I finally, they ushered me in to see the counselor and I opened up and I really was like, I'm having a hard time reading and keeping up with the reading and I'm not going to be able to make it, college level if I don't get support. And that's when they started testing me and they diagnosed me with whatever it's called. I'll have to insert that. And then, and the last 2 semesters have been different because I've been able to actually fill in my educational gap with the readings. So it doesn't matter that I've seen the piece of artwork before or I've been to the place we're studying in geography. I finally could incorporate the reading into my academic achievements. Not just memorize the lecture, not just, talk to the professor afterwards. It was like actually really being being an advocate for my education and learning, finally getting the readings done for the first time in my life with an audio guide reading me my textbook. It was so exciting and liberating. And
then, so tell me a little bit about what happened in that 5-year period. Obviously you had that challenge. Tell me about the quitting and what that was all about. And also why did you keep coming back after you quit?
Mhm. Well, I could see my friends around me starting school and completing school, and my family members had completed school. But my intuition kept on saying, you need to finish your education. It didn't matter what job I had. I could tell there was some kind of glitch, even interacting with emails, on a film, I couldn't keep up. And so, my priorities finally were I want to finish school and overcome whatever is enabling me to finish and follow through. And I would just say deep insecurities of not having the information. And I kept on going back. I kept on signing up with the best intentions. And then a couple weeks would go by and I would get overwhelmed with the material and I was too afraid to ask for help. So I would just go to the parking garage and drive away and not come back. And then, and then 2 years would pass and I would have the same urge that I needed to complete school, that I was dying to get the information, that I wanted to be a college graduate. And I would, start with all my books and the same thing. And I just had that pattern for 14 years of starting with the best intention and quitting, starting and stopping. And it was only until, go ahead.
No, keep going.
I would say I'm more willing to, I can actually finish because I go to every class now. It is a commitment, and I have an audio guide reading me my material. So yes, I have life experience from traveling, but now I have the focus to do the work and do the reading and show up to every class. And I'm not quitting no matter what.
And now that you've kind of had taken the steps to really face this challenge, including writing these essays and learning about your own writing process from them, is there a shift in your perspective on why what you had kind of beaten yourself up into calling yourself a quitter? That you have a new perspective on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wasn't a quitter. I was just taking a break and resting and waiting for our system to be updated. Now I can have audio files on my iPhone and on my computer, and some of this information was not accessible when I started this academic journey 12 years ago. They just did not have the technology. And now I know through life experience that if you start something, you finish it and you follow through. And, I remember the first time there was a Blue Book test, and I called my friend on the steps from at my school crying, saying I couldn't do it. And she just told me to go in there and write what you know. She said, you've gone to every class, just write what you know. And I went in there and I had more than enough to say. And 2 weeks later, I got the booklet back and I had gotten an A. And that just sort of confirmed, I'm not dumb. I just have a different way of learning.
What class was that?
Anthropology.
Okay. And the acknowledgement that you weren't, maybe you weren't quitting, maybe you were resting in between stretches because it is genuinely harder for you to learn than most other students. You don't learn the regular way.
Yes.
So of course you're tired in between stints.
Yeah. And just overwhelmed and comparing myself to other students who easily can just get an A.
Right.
And without any support, it's exhausting. And I couldn't keep up. And the interpersonal relationships wasn't working.
And so in college, is it fair to say that even with all the interpersonal relationships, you felt more alone?
Yes.
Than ever?
I felt more alone and more isolated than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because although I was, communicating with my professors, I still had to do the work.
Mhm. Mhm.
And without the tools and years of experience of quitting, it was challenging, to say the least.
Mhm. Okay. I think we got what we needed. So hold on.